This is Relationship Talk with Courage, and right now I want to share a few tips with us. 3 steps to solving problem in a relationship, or 3 steps to fixing a problem in relationship. Now, first of all, I want you to understand that every problem in a relationship can be fixed. Yes, every problem in a relationship can be fixed, but that depends on the parties involved. That depends on the people who are directly involved in the relationship. Okay, so if those involved in the relationship are willing, that problem can be solved. Now, a lot of us here, if you're watching this video, you will agree with me that we have a lot of divorce in the world today. People jumping out of their marriages, even for relationship, people jumping out of relationship, moving from one relationship to another. Why? Because there will always be issues resulting from relationships. The truth is, you cannot do away with problems or challenges in relationship. Now, what you need to do is to find ways to fix it, and this is where the problem is. A lot of people might be asking, how can I fix this problem? Or you might be saying, this problem is big, it's too much, I don't think I can trash this. Okay, and sometimes the easiest way we feel we can solve this problem is to just jump out of relationship. No, that is not the right way to become successful in relationship or in your marriage. So every problem can be fixed if the parties involved are willing to do this. Now, I want to share with you quickly 3 steps to fixing a problem in relationship. What are these 3 steps? Number 1 is talk. Okay, the first thing is talk about the problem. Okay, now you need to get to a level where you are so comfortable to discuss anything with your spouse. Get comfortable enough to discuss anything. When I say anything, I mean anything. Yes, anything. Get comfortable enough to discuss anything with your spouse. Be able to let your spouse know, this is the challenge, this is how I feel, and I think I need to air it to you so we find a solution to this. Because when you don't talk about it, how are you going to be able to know if it's a small problem or if it's a big problem that will require you to go for professionals or to go find solution, find external people to help. Now, talking about people, it is not okay, I'll get to that. Let me finish with this first one, talking about it. Communication is key in the relationship. Okay, so when you're able to communicate your feelings, you're able to you are comfortable enough to share how you feel. You are able to, you and your spouse, you're able to sit together, put heads together and discuss and talk about the problem. You'll be able to, first of all, number 1, discover. Sometimes when you don't even talk, you wouldn't know that there's a problem. Yes, when you don't talk about how you feel, you wouldn't know there's a problem that needed to be fixed. Okay, so when you talk about it, you'll be able to understand if it's a small problem that both of you can put heads together and fix, or if it's the type that you need to find a professional to help you in fixing it or handling it. Okay, now when you're able to discover that this is not just a little problem that we can solve together, talking about you and your spouse, now it is time to seek solution. That brings me to the second point, which is seek solution, which is find help. Now, where do you find help? Now, when we have issues with health, we have issues with other issues in our lives, other things in our lives, we know the right place to go to be able to find solution. When you have a problem in your place of work, you know exactly where to go to, you know who to meet, you know who to go to, to direct you or to advise you on what to do to be able to bring solution to that problem in your place of work. Same thing goes to health issues. When you have health issues, you don't run to your family members, right? I'm correct, right? You don't run to your family members, you don't run to people, you don't run to friends. What do? You go to the right people. You go to those that can help you, that can solve that problem. And one of those people is, your doctor. You visit your doctor, knowing that is where you can get the solution to that problem. Now, where so many of us, especially Africans, miss it is we don't know the place of a counselor. We don't know the place of a professional in a relationship. We don't know the place of a marriage counselor. Now, if you are married or you're in a relationship and still you don't know what it means to seek solution, find solution to problems in relationship, it means you're going to have a hard time building a successful relationship. That is the truth. There are people who they've never even thought about seeing a marriage counselor, seeing a professional, or discussing their problem, or even booking a session with a counselor to see what the problem might be. Because there are times in relationship you are only seeing the symptoms, but the symptoms you are seeing is not actually the real problem. Sometimes you are faced with the symptoms, all right? You are faced with the symptoms, but the symptoms is not the real problem. The real problem is hidden, and you might be unable to know what is truly causing those symptoms. You might be unable to know what exactly is causing that problem, okay? But if you meet with a professional, those who are trained, there are people who are trained to do this. There are people who are trained in this area, and by the grace of God, I happen to be one of them. I am certified. I'm a marriage counselor and I'm a relationship coach. There are people who are trained to do this. When you're able to book a session, okay, with these people, you'll be able to understand what the real problem is. They'll be able to, without struggle, direct you, point you directly to where the problem is coming from. Where you feel the problem is coming from might not be where the problem is coming from. It could be from, an area of relationship you are not even paying attention to. That is the job of a professional. They will help you discover what the problem is and also let you know what you can put in place, to solve that problem in your marriage or in your relationship. Now, that's the second point. Seek solution. You should know where to go to when you have relationship issues. Not run to friends, not run to parents, not run to big aunties, big uncles. Run to the right people, those who are trained, who are led, by the Spirit of God, and those who are also trained professionally. They will be able to do this, and give you solution when you have a problem with a relationship. So every relationship problem can be fixed. It depends on the effort you are putting into it to make sure that it works out. Okay, that is the second one, seeking solution. Now, the final point here of what you should do, which is the 3 steps to fixing a problem in a relationship. The final step is you pray. Yes, you pray. When first of all you discover what the problem is by talking about it and communicating effectively with your spouse, and now you discover that it is something you need a professional for. You need somebody to step in and help you or direct you on what to do, which is the second step of seeking solution. Now, we have different problems in relationship, right? We have problems of finance, we have infertility, we have health issues, we have a lot of other problems, but there are major ones which has to do with infertility, finance, and health. Okay, so when you are able to meet with a professional and they are, you are not satisfied, or you feel this is no longer what a professional or a counselor should do, for us, now it is time to, resort to the last point, which is pray and trust God for a miracle. Now, if it has to do with infertility and your doctor has tried, you've tried everywhere and it's not working, and you've spent money, you've done everything possible, yourself and your spouse, you see that it's not working, it is time now to resort to prayers, which is the last option and the last point. Okay, while we're talking about 3 steps to fixing problems in relationship, that is the last thing you should resort to, praying and trusting God for a miracle. Okay, if your doctor cannot solve it and the counselor is not able to solve that problem, now what do? You run to God, you run to your maker, you run to your creator, okay, and trust him for a miracle. Okay, so these are the 3 points to 3 steps to solving problems in relationship. Number 1 is talk, which means make sure you communicate effectively with your spouse. Talk about the problem to know if it is a big issue, you can a big issue, or maybe it's a small one which you can fix. Then if it's a big one, that is the time for you to now seek help, which is go out and seek find a professional who can do this and help you fix the relationship. And if it is something these people, maybe the doctor and the counselor cannot do, it's time for you to to pray. Okay, so these are the 3 things I'm there to share with you today. Do not forget, this is Relationship Talk with Courage. I hope that you have a great time and have an amazing day. See you next time.